Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to another one of our Werewolf playthroughs. I play with various Dice Tower contributors and fans, and we play different games. This one here has a lot of new people in it, so I didn't make it too complex. You'll notice some of the games I do have a lot of weird roles, and this one's a little bit more straightforward. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
Well, welcome to August 9th, 2020 Werewolf. We have a whole full crew of 23 people. So we're going to get going. This means nights cannot stretch out too long or we'll be here all day. I want to get started by explaining the roles that are going to be in this particular game. As always, I add a couple, drop a couple as time goes by, and modify one in particular. All right, so we're going to have, as always, werewolves, although the number of werewolves will be indeterminate. You do not know how many there will be. You can guess, and you can logically guess perhaps, but you'll find out when they're all dead. We're going to have the seer, because we need the seer. Each night the seer will be able to ask if someone is a werewolf, and I will tell you yes or no. Now, I want to be clear to whoever is the seer, that means at this point in time, they are a werewolf or not a werewolf. And I also would like to make that clear to everybody else that that's a possibility. Okay. We're going to have the bodyguard. Each night the bodyguard is going to have a chance to defend somebody. They can defend as many people as they want, including themselves, but you can't defend the same person 2 nights in a row. So if you defend yourself one night, you got to defend someone else one night before you can go back to defending yourself. We're going to play with the Lycan. The Lycan is a villager. You want the villagers to win. The problem is, if the seer looks at you, I'm going to tell the seer you're a werewolf. You're a very hairy person. We're going to play with the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Which is turning into my signature role at this point in time. The Sasquatch is a villager unless a night goes by without anybody being lynched, in which case the Sasquatch becomes a werewolf. Then we're going to play with, did I mention the hunter? No, the hunter.
No.
If the hunter gets killed, they immediately can take somebody else out with them. They can pick somebody, and that person also is immediately dead. And we're going to play with Frankenstein again. If you are Frankenstein at the beginning of the game, you are nothing, but as you will take over the roles of the hunter, the seer, and the bodyguard if they are taken out. That's it. The most you can be if you are Frankenstein is those 3 roles. Frankenstein could save the whole game if they play well.
Which 3 is that again?
Frankenstein could become the hunter, the seer, and the bodyguard. If they're killed, I'll tell Frankenstein that. I won't tell anybody else that. If you are the hunter, the seer, the bodyguard, Frankenstein, Sasquatch, or Lycan, all the roles I just said, when you die, you tell everybody you were a villager. That's it. All right, then we're going to play with the drunk. The drunk is a role that could be on top of another role. At the beginning of the game, I won't tell you that you're drunk. You just are. I'll tell you you're a villager. On day 3, I'll tell you what your real role is. If it's still a villager, I'll tell you, hey, you were drunk, but you're still a villager. And it's up to you if you want to give that information to everybody else or not. It's possible that a werewolf could be drunk. All right, then we're going to play, a new one we're going to play with tonight is the lovers or friends, whatever makes you feel comfortable. In fact, I'm just going to write that, friends. Yeah. All right. Friends. All right, so friends is just to be 2 random people. These could be werewolves, seer, whatever. It doesn't matter. 2 random people. On night 1, I'm going to let the friends see who each other are. And you are allowed to do something nobody else can do, is you are allowed to chat with each other on the chat back and forth. Give out as much information secretly as you want. The problem is, if one of the friends dies, so does the other one immediately. Now, it's possible both friends could be werewolves, which is bad for the villagers. It's possible both friends could be villagers, which is bad for the werewolf. And it's possible it could be one of each, which is probably bad for the villagers. But we'll see. And then finally, we're going to play with the tanner. All right, so the Tanner, if you die, you win. Period. I don't care how you die. If you make it to the end of the game and you have not been killed, you lose. Otherwise, you win.
Even if it's killed by the werewolves?
Even if it's killed by the werewolves. Well, not quite. And here's why. If the werewolves kill the Tanner turns into a werewolf.
Wow.
What?
The werewolves will find that out the following night because I'm going to say nobody died that night, so you think it could be the bodyguard. But if the werewolves kill the Tanner, then the next night, the Tanner will open his eyes and you'll go, oh, he's a werewolf. And Tanner, I will text you during the day if you have turned into a werewolf. If the villagers kill the Tanner, then I'm going to randomly spin a number and one random villager will die, not a werewolf.
Wow. Okay.
So if someone wants to die and you say, hey, let's just kill him, who cares? I care.
Right.
And you'll care.
Yeah.
This will solve the Tanner problem.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it will. We did this last night with the Tanner, but we did it slightly differently. But tonight, the Tanner turns into a werewolf because I do not have a dream wolf. So the Tanner is sort of like a dream wolf.
Stupid Tanner.
Okay.
Now, don't forget, any of these things could be drunk, and any of them could be friends. All right.
Say it. Talk about the little spin on the seer again one more time.
Which one?
The seer, the spin that you put on the seer. Did you say something different other than just...
No, it's just that the seer will ask me if someone's a werewolf or not, and I'm going to say yes or no. But I am telling you if they are a werewolf at that moment in time. If they're drunk, or if they're the Tanner and haven't been turned into a werewolf, or whatever might happen. If they're a Lycan, I'm going to tell you they're a villager, whatever it might be. Just realize that things could change.
Tom, what was the
That was
deal with
last Sunday's
the
problem.
two friends? Are they going to know anything about each other as in their roles?
No, because you're friends. That's all that should matter. But you can reveal anything you want to the other person. But realize, let's say one of the friends is a seer. You could be telling a werewolf you're the seer. However, the werewolves also know that if they kill you the following night, then the werewolf attached to you dies.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know how this will work. We're experimenting.
The friends could be layered on top of another role, though, Tom.
Yes, they
Like
can.
a friend
And
could be a
one of the
hunter and a
friends
friend.
could be drunk.
Wait, Tom.
You know what? I'm
Okay.
just
Well,
gonna
then the
make that not happen.
non-drunk friend is not a very good friend.
I'm just gonna make
Oh, my
that
friend.
not happen. The friends will not be drunk. Okay.
What happened if there's 3 people left and 2 of the friends gets killed, so the werewolf gets killed at the same time?
Gil, in these kind of situations, I will make that call when it happens.
Okay.
I thought Jason would be asking those kind of questions.
Well, I have a different question, actually.
Oh, of course.
Actually, I was wrong about the
Hey,
village. The friend could be drunk. That doesn't matter because they don't know what their role is. Ignore what I said earlier.
So my answer to Gil's question is clearly if a lover dies, the other lover dies too, and then the person left is either good or bad and wins. But my real question is this:
Vote for now.
if the bodyguard protects the Tanner and they try to kill the Tanner doesn't turn because the bodyguard protected him, or does the Tanner turn if they try to kill him in any way, shape, or form?
No, the bodyguard would have protected him.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So if the villagers kill the Tanner, what happens again?
Then I'm going to spin a dial here and kill a random villager, which could be the seer. Not my problem.
Does the Tanner die?
It's a horrible dial that you're using.
If the Tanner dies, though, they still win, even though let's say they turn into a werewolf.
No, so I was wrong on that. The Tanner dies, it wins if they're killed by the villagers. If the
Okay.
Tanner becomes a werewolf, then the werewolves better win, or the Tanner loses.
Okay.
And the important thing is the Sasquatch is still in the game.
I don't know that I'm ever going to take the Sasquatch out.
You should not. It's
I would be highly disappointed.
I've been the Sasquatch 3 times already.
Julia's
Mike is not here, so we can have the
Make it
Sasquatch.
to the end.
Yeah, Julia, let somebody else be the Sasquatch for once.
Don't suggest killing the Sasquatch.
As bad as last night's game was, the Sasquatch survived disclosure. So.
Oh wow!
Call it the
Sounds like nobody else.
I died for just suggesting kill them.
I mean, the only good Sasquatch is a dead Sasquatch. on this thing.
Oh, man.
Last night's game was just fine. What was so bad about it? I know you were on the werewolf team and we killed you all so quickly, but what was so bad about it?
It was great.
Was JoJo sent out by the old hag?
Who said it wasn't fun?
She's checking on my sound. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we lost
I bought a new microphone to sound better. Now it doesn't work at all. We should call it Vasquatch.
Alrighty, I'm starting to send out the rolls, so keep that. You can look at those and keep talking while I'm doing that.
Talking.
Yeah, talking.
How's everybody with tonight with their little backgrounds, and you're going to be writing on stuff and holding it up? Should we do like a test of that first?
Yeah, that's good.
Supposed to be writing?
I can see Yahoo. Hey, Yahoo.
Okay. I did. Yeah, Tom already had me and Julia test ours.
I'm gonna go get something to write on.
Yeah, Sharpie works the best if you have one.
Right on the lens of the camera that you're using.
Whoa.
Hey,
Spencer,
Tom,
did you just
speaking of that,
disappear?
Who?
Ben Heckford disappeared.
Spencer, I think, is going to go get some paper or something.
Spencer's going to be back.
What's it? Yeah, I'm gonna get something to write on.
Yeah,
he's
don't.
over.
Okay,
Take your
I was
camera.
about to. I almost texted the wrong person, the wrong thing, because you were.
Whoa.
Oops. Okay.
Hey,
Nobody
Tom,
move.
Tom, something just to think about for tonight is everyone, including bodyguards, should hold up a piece of paper instead of just texting you. That way the people at home see it.
I don't care. If the
That's
people
one
at-
thing that
I don't
you'll
care
find.
about. It's okay if I don't care if the people at home know it or not because they can play
They'll find-
along then.
And they'll
It
find
makes
out
it
in a
fun.
day.
You just got told.
I love reading all the comments.
This is why Tom runs the dice tower, and I'm just a part of the dice tower.
I love all the people commenting on what we should and should not be doing and things like that. It's like, I don't get paid for this.
You're not getting paid? Yeah, what?
I'm getting paid. Just kidding. Just kidding.
After tonight, there will be no more werewolf with non-dice tower people.
Wait, what is going on? I'm trying to get stuff done. And
You told us to keep
We're
talking.
talking about the discrepancy in our income for this.
Why is there an asterisk next to my name on the list? Does that mean something?
well, what I could do is I could split the amount of money that this video makes from YouTube advertising and cut you all a check. And I'm not joking that perhaps if you played like 10 games over here, you might get $1.
$1.
Nice.
That's in American dollars. That's like a lot for me.
Will I be receiving a $10.99 for that?
I would. If I'm sending you that, and if that's the way it works, you're getting that.
To claim that on my taxes, separate form.
Gonna be 70 cents after taxes.
Yeah. I have to make sure part of it goes to Social Security.
Backwards.
That's good.
Right, it works.
TJ, were you Thomas earlier?
I was, yeah. Sorry for the confusion. I go by both.
Does mine show up
Yes.
correctly, though?
Yeah.
Stat? Yes.
Well, I'm saying, is it backwards for everybody?
No, it's not. No, it's fine. I like your
Okay.
bunny ears, Nick.
It is for me, but I'm that way.
I'm
Dyslexic.
from Australia. So it's backwards.
The backwards thing happens for people at home. If you haven't, it depends how you set up your Zoom. You'll look backwards to yourself, but not to everyone else. If
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can change
that's
that.
Oh, wow.
That's
Oh,
what I
the
wanted to make
mirror
sure, because
function,
for
I think.
myself, for my own video, it's mirrored, so that's what I wanted to see for everybody
Yeah,
else.
the first time I was a
Okay,
werewolf, I didn't
everybody
realize
should
that.
have gotten their roles. If you are a friend, you would have gotten your role, and then I would have also said, and you're a friend. So you would have got two things.
Okay.
How did you send the rolls out?
In the chat.
In the chat.
chat.
So check your chat.
This chat.
In Zoom. Yep.
And mine. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
What?
Hey, can we start discussing our role? Can I make an official complaint?
Oh.
No, you cannot.
I just want to say, like, I think you're all friends. Regardless of what that's it.
All right. Well, if everyone has their roles, we're going to get started here because we don't want to make this last too long here. So let me just pull
Also,
this.
because we have a video at 9 o'clock tonight that we have to be on.
Right.
Oh yeah, I will cut this down before then. Alrighty.
First world problems.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna mute you all, and good night, everybody. I need everyone to close their eyes. Alrighty. Well, welcome to the village. This is a crossword puzzle loving village. You all love crossword puzzles, and you all do crossword puzzles all the time. And I was traveling through the village trying to promote board games, and I did what I always do, which is steal a piece of everyone's crossword puzzle, put it in at the end, and then declare that I was helping, which apparently must have irritated some people, as we'll find out tonight. All right, but before we do anything else, the first thing we're going to do here is I just want the two friends to look at each other. You're going to know who the other friend is. So if you got friend, you see each other, and now you are allowed to chat back and forth about anything else. All righty? All right, thank you. Close your eyes. All righty, then we're going to, the bodyguard is not going to do anything tonight, so don't worry about that. Now the werewolves. I want you to look at each other just so you know who each other is. Wait, let me think about that. Who the werewolves are. I got it. Alrighty, thank you. You can close your eyes. That's all we do the first night for werewolves. And then Seer, if you could ask me about someone, and I will tell you if they're a werewolf or not. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Well, you waken to hear a shriek, and you come and you find me lying there with piles of puzzle pieces in my outstretched arm. I hate puzzles anyway, so I'm not even sad. I even threw one away, and one of your puzzles is ruined. You'll find out when you finish it. On a side note, my wife buys puzzles from a thrift store, and I find that incredibly irrational. But who would have done that? Who loves jigsaw puzzles so much they would kill me? Day one begins. Remember that there is a drunk in the village. That person doesn't know what their role is, although they could just be a villager and who is still a villager. That's possible. All right.
Okay, I have a few things. That I'm thinking here.
Jay, should we do our plan right now?
Not a bad plan.
So, of course, I think the Sasquatch needs to come out. That's just a given. But also, I've been thinking about this Tanner thing, and the question is it better for us as villagers to have the Tanner turn into a werewolf later, or to kill the Tanner now and lose someone?
Or just
I don't know.
Keep him alive.
Two people if we lose the Tanner.
Yeah, we lose two.
Let's not kill the Tanner.
That's
And
why
we
I'm
don't know
asking. I don't know. But here's the problem. If the werewolves kill the Tanner, now we have another werewolf. Which is,
we'll find
I don't know if that's worse.
I
don't know if that's worse or not worse.
We don't know how many werewolves we started out with, so that's the only problem.
The werewolves know.
Yeah.
But if we kill the Tanner, here's the thing. If we kill the Tanner now, the Tanner will win, and we will have one less werewolf later in the game.
And we might lose our seer on night
Lose
one.
a seer. Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
I know. That's why I'm saying I don't know if it's good or not. I'm just
sound like a werewolf.
I nominate Jason.
Wait, hang on. Is that a real nomination?
Yes.
All right, Kwame is nominating Jason.
What's happening?
Is there a second?
Jay?
I'll second, just because last time it didn't happen.
All right, Victor seconds Jason. Jason, what's your defense?
I'm trying to think of ways that we could win as a village and what's better for us based on these new roles. So I'm just talking out loud to everyone so everyone could give hypothesis on this.
I say we give Jason one more night.
More what you had to say. I don't think you're nominated for actual game.
I'm going to say there's two people who right away argued about the Tanner, and that was Carrie and Kwame. When I said I don't know what's better. I didn't say one of the two was better. I just said these are the two possibilities of the Tanner, and they both argued about it very horribly.
I didn't argue about it. I pointed out that we're not just killing the Tanner. We would also be killing a random other person.
Tom, question about
villager.
Killing the Tanner. When you say you're going to randomly kill somebody else if the Tanner gets killed, is it purely random? As in, could the random person be a werewolf?
No, it will be random, but if I roll up a werewolf, I'll re-roll till I get a villager.
Okay, gotcha.
And that could be a special
terrible.
right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It could definitely be a special villager.
So again, here's my theory.
It could be.
Here's my theories, and now Victor's arguing against it too. But here's my two
no,
theories.
hey, I'm not arguing against it. I just want to clarify the rules.
So let me clarify something here, since everyone's going to vote. Here's what I've been thinking is...
And this is all part of your defense, right?
Yeah.
This is all part of my defense. Part of my defense is you're asking me why I'm saying why you guys seem to have picked me, and this is why. And so here's my thinking. If we kill the Tanner now, which means one of the random villagers, which could be me, which is fine, gets killed, while we have a better chance of a random villager getting killed, that might not be a good roll because there's more regular villagers, versus if we don't kill the Tanner and the werewolves kill the Tanner becomes a werewolf, and now we have another werewolf to deal with later. I don't know what's better. We should maybe all think about it, what's better, but I don't know which one is better for us in the long run, to let the Tanner turn into a werewolf or to kill the Tanner, get one of us randomly killed now, and then move on and go, okay, we don't have to worry about another werewolf ever again.
Here's my problem. If we kill the Tanner, he wins. He or she will win, and I don't want anybody to win other than me.
If we lose the seer, it's
Are you
game
ready to
over.
vote?
You would also be losing two villagers.
Votes for Jason.
Talked about that.
If you want Jason to live, you'll put your thumb up. If you want Jason to die, you'll put your thumb down. If you delay when you vote, people will notice.
That's all I need.
The chances of the werewolves randomly picking the Tanner to die are fairly slim, at least for a while. So let the Tanner live.
Although that's what happened last night. That's what happened last night, by the way.
When Jason,
we know that.
All right, we're voting.
when Jason gave his defense, this was the most beautiful me that I've ever seen him do.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Well, because I always start with theories and go on.
1, 2, 3. All right, so we have John, Kwame, Sonia, Jay, Victor. 5 people voted down. That's not enough. Jason's still alive. That's one of your votes. We're going to be up to 3
tried it,
votes.
Jay.
We're going to be up to 3 votes. The same person can be nominated multiple times, but the same person cannot nominate people to be killed multiple times in a row.
I don't think
If
Jason's
the hunter
stopping.
drunk in the game, I mean, does that mean we basically don't know anything for sure until day 3, right? Like
that is correct.
I mean, we have to question everything that we really know until the drunk is not drunk anymore.
Could I ask a...
Can I
The other problem with killing the Tanner right off the bat is you lose 2 villager votes for the rest of the game.
No, you lose one.
That's
You lose
true,
one
too.
villager vote.
We lose one because the Tanner is like
Tanner's not on.
essentially.
That's true.
The problem
Right.
is the way the Tanner role is written now. The Tanner is sort of like a dream wolf in a way, and that's the problem with the Tanner right now. Is if the Tanner gets killed at night, doesn't matter when the Tanner gets killed at night. That's another werewolf.
Yeah, it seems
So-
like either way it's bad for the village when the
I
Tanner dies.
know that.
Yeah,
If the hunter
Either way,
kills
it's bad.
if the hunter kills the Tanner, is that like does that still count as the village killing the Tanner?
That's correct. The hunter is a villager.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Tanner.
The
It's
Tanner.
win-win. It's win-win for the Tanner.
And the
mean,
Tanner
Yeah.
might be somebody's
Tanner's in a
friend
good
too.
spot. Well, the Tanner could possibly lose if the Tanner turns into a werewolf and we kill all the werewolves. Then the Tanner loses. That's the only way the Tanner
Sure,
loses in
but-
this game.
There's no
We
reason
just
for
need
the
to
Tanner
avoid killing the
weird
Tanner.
right now.
Like we
That's
just need to
what I'm
avoid killing him.
I know.
It's
That's
worth
why I
the
was saying,
debate,
is it
though.
good for the Tanner to tell us who they are, and we at least know, and we can later on decide what we want to do. If it's better to kill the Tanner and lose someone, or if it's better to let him turn into a werewolf.
I
The
feel
Tanner
like the math
Tanner
works
tells
the
us
other
who
way.
they are, the werewolves will kill them.
Yeah, if the Tanner reveals, we have to kill them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if the Tanner
and
reveals
like-
and the werewolf kill him, and there's no, and the bodyguard doesn't protect him, then we just kill the Tanner right there, and the Tanner lost as a werewolf.
Yeah,
The werewolf
I think that once they turn him, we just kill him.
Yeah.
Is that
If
a
the-
consensus?
how about we
If the
go
Tanner
kill at
reveals
night,
them,
kill the
kill them?
Tanner. And we've now protected a villager in the essence. So the Tanner should come out. It feels right. Of course, Sasquatch should come out.
Also forgetting the
Liking-
friend. Like
Liking can come out too.
Would anyone else like to talk?
Who should come out?
Okay, there's a likelihood
comes out, then they're the werewolves are
Lycan,
just gonna make him a werewolf.
Lycan can come out. Lycan has no reason not to.
Yeah, Lycan should come out to help the seer.
Okay. If they come out.
I do agree with that this time, because I saw it because last time I was a Lycan. I am the Lycan again. I think it is easiest just to say it in the beginning.
Okay, so is anyone else claiming Lycan, or is Jess the only one claiming Lycan? I don't hear anyone, which means that Jess is good, and we trust Jess the rest of the game.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Unless the real Lycan's drunk.
The Lycan will come out. If Jess is a werewolf, the real Lycan will come out.
Don't say you agree.
The real Lycan's drunk.
Right now, we trust Jess. Okay.
You are dead, Jess. He just said he trusts you.
For right now.
Trust you 100%. Yeah, that's it. You're dead.
Jason said he trusts you. You're dead.
Whoever's the seer.
All right, I'm gonna need
from the last week. I would say whoever's the seer. Could you make a note, like which round you check a person?
Yes.
Right. Oh yeah.
That way, when you hopefully give up the information at some point, then we can know if maybe the person was drunk or not.
Well, either way, I need another nomination, please.
Well, is the Sasquatch going to come out too to help us?
That's not what I asked for. I need another nomination, please.
The Sasquatch could be drunk.
Yeah, they could be drunk.
I think at this point Sasquatch would probably come out. So
Okay, so I nominate Steve only because you are so tricky, Steve.
I am not tricky at all. I'm just
Second.
All right, Sonia nominates Steve. Who seconded
He's
that?
always a werewolf.
Kwame seconds.
Kwame. All right, Steve. What's your defense?
My defense is that I'm a villager. That's it.
Oh, anyone else have anything to say?
I mean, what else is there to say? This is the first round of the game. We know so little information. I'm a villager. I don't agree with Jason that the Tanner is not going to. I don't see the Tanner coming out. So
just avoid the Tanner.
I saw
like to see
Steve. I saw Steve pushing a cart of potatoes the other night, and he looked very village-ish. I think he's a villager too.
All right. Well, it's time to vote for Steve. Ready? And here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well,
all right. So we have Kwame, Matthew, Jess, Sonia, Gil, Jason, and JoJo voting down. That's only 7, not enough. Steve is still alive, and I'm going to need a third nomination, please. Or you're just picking that no one.
Yahoo, why'd you vote so late?
Because my internet cut at that moment, and I didn't know when the counter was over, and I apologize.
Excuses.
Well,
I have a general question. If we don't vote anybody tonight and the Sasquatch is drunk, what happens?
Then they do not become a werewolf until they become undrunk.
and will they immediately at that point?
They will immediately at that point become a werewolf. Yes.
So we still have to vote someone, even if the Sasquatch is drunk.
Yeah,
Even
when
if the
you talk
Sasquatch
about
is drunk, we still have to vote someone. This turn.
This
Hey,
is
Matt,
not go ahead.
Okay, thank you. This is not a nomination, but I've noticed that like Guami's jumping on, like, I don't know what that is because last game I played with him as a werewolf. We were both werewolves and he didn't do that, but I've never seen him do that as a villager either. So it's kind of worrying me that he's doing yes, a second.
Oh, I have.
Yes,
noting only two people have voted to kill both times, and that was Sonia and Guami so far.
My last
Sonia
game
and Guami
when
are
I
the
was
two people
when
that
I was
voted.
nominated, and then I believe it was Guami the nomination for me, and he was very quick to jump on it. So JoJo, I was kind of watching Guami a little bit, how he quickly jumped on that.
Yeah.
He also nominated me when I was theorizing.
It's all right. I assume the seer's going to choose me and verify that I'm a villager, so I'm fine.
No, Guami. The seer always chooses me first, so the seer's.
Yeah, I'm going to be the next night then. It's fine.
TJ, what
So I was gonna ask Matthew why he voted against Steve.
I voted just because I found in the games we play, what can happen is if we mostly are killing on the third vote. The problem with the third vote is if somebody nominates really quickly in seconds, then we're forced to kill that person. And I sometimes think it may be a better strategy to try to aim for the second vote as a kill, rather than be forced to kill
I
somebody.
think that might be true, but I don't think that's
was the
true
same-
the first
that was my same
the first day, because you we have so little information.
I have
Well,
no
yeah, but we
idea.
killed the seer.
That
We
was my
killed the
same
seer on the
reasoning.
first day before because we had to.
Well, on that note,
Exactly.
I need the third nomination.
I'll nominate Guami just because we got to do
All
somebody.
right,
then.
Victor has nominated Guami. Is there a
Well, I'll
second for
second
that?
that.
Who seconded that?
Me.
Jess, Guami, what's your defense?
I'm the seer, and Sonia is a good player.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
What the heck?
I thought my
Thumbs for
Oh,
Guami.
that's
Still have
tough.
Frankenstein.
That's so tough.
Thank you, we still have Frankenstein, so it's
I
okay.
knew that was gonna happen.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All righty. So Matthew, Nick, William, Carrie, Jess, Jay, Graham, Kyle, Gil, and Jojo and Spencer voted to keep you alive. Hang on, I need to count. Steve, Guami, Ben, Ayahu, Julia, Sonia, Victor, Larry, Jason, TJ, and Joseph voted down. That is a tie.
I thought it was wrong.
What happens in a tie?
Oh,
What happens?
no.
Sasquatch.
Survives.
Do we just beat him up?
Hang on, there should not have been a tie there. It's 23 people. Everyone
vote
vote
again.
again. I'm going to count these up here. I'm just really bad. Do not change your vote, cheaters. All right. All
I
right.
think I want to.
So,
I want to change my vote.
Yeah, me too.
I just rethought it, and I'm like,
Okay, no, it's 12
Because
down.
if he-
I'm sorry,
He's gonna die
Guami.
next time anyway.
Guami, you are dead. And what are you?
Oh man.
I am a villager.
All right, now don't anyone go to sleep yet. I'm going to mute you all. But a couple things here. If you are Frankenstein and Guami was a role, you'll know. I'm going to type your new role to you now if you have one. And that's
My
if-
my internet totally glitched out, and I missed what happened. I'm sorry.
Guami's dead.
He's dead, and he was a villager.
He was. And if Guami was a friend at this point, I would reveal that, and the other friend would die, but that does not happen. So good night, everybody, and thanks for playing Guami. We'll see you at the end. All right. Well, what a day. What a day. You killed Guami. You feel a little bit bad about that, but then again, he was better at building puzzles than the rest of you. So now some people have a better chance at building those 50-piece puzzles. All righty, Bonnie Gar, we'll start with you. Who would you like to defend tonight? Thank you. All righty, werewolf or werewolves? Who would you like to murderize? Okay, I'm going to go with that. All right, thank you. Seer, who would you like to know about? All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2. Some people are still working off the hangover, and some people are working off death, and that would be you, Jess. Jess, you're dead. I'm sorry. Shredded by werewolves. Jess was a villager and not a friend. All right, who would have killed her?
I've been out of this for a
Why
while. Why did
people voted to kill Guami?
Yeah, why did Guam vote to kill himself? What role?
Especially that was the vote that was the difference, right? It was one
because he didn't want the
Here's
Sasquatch to
why.
come out. He killed himself to save the village.
Yeah.
Guami understood that there's a second seer now, the Frankenstein. So Guami was okay dying and telling that Sonia's safe. So we have one safe. We had two safe people with Jess and Sonia. They killed one of the safe people, which means Sonia's soon going to be on the chopping block of the werewolves, but not during the day, at night, because that's what the werewolves are going to do. We're going to keep killing the people who we know are safe so they can keep deceiving us.
I can't
This is what
believe
happened.
people
The
voted.
reason Guami argued so hard against the Tanner was because he didn't want to get himself randomly killed. I understand why he argued hard. I still don't understand why Carrie and Kyle argued hard against what the Tanner should do either way, or if the Tanner should say they're the Tanner.
Who did he say was good? Who did?
You're muted.
Sonia.
Sonia.
Sonia
Okay.
is good. Sonia's a villager.
Do make a note though that was first
Jason,
night, so she might be drunk.
And with the drunk,
You posted as a question. You said, wouldn't it be possible? Is this possible? And I gave you the counter argument. That's all. Like you
I
can't
agree with
post
that.
something as a discussion question and then accuse somebody when they actually partake in discussion.
Well,
I think we should just avoid the Tanner
I said which is better, and you said you're arguing wrong, and I'm like, I'm not arguing. I'm saying
That's
which
not
is
what
better.
I said. I said you're forgetting that the Tanner will also then take
I
out
think
another
she was just
villager.
pointing something out, which I appreciate because I had to think it through, and so that was just helpful. Which
To
I
his
mean,
credit,
I
that's how Jason
understand
rolled.
what both of you are saying. I think both sides are like very interesting to think about, but I do think that it doesn't make sense to kill the Tanner right now.
So it's better to let the Tanner turn
But
into
it was
werewolf.
a good hypothesis, so like they're that's
So
fine.
how many people?
No way the Tanner's
I'm
going to
just
come out.
curious.
They're just not.
How many people think it's better for the Tanner to turn into a werewolf versus the Tanner getting killed by us and losing another villager?
No, the third option. The third option that we don't kill them at all. That's the option.
The Tanner's
The werewolf
not going to
attacked
come
him
out.
at night.
You don't have
if the werewolf attacks the Tanner at night, turns into a werewolf immediately. There's no third option.
The third option is that they survive to the end.
They come out.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
the Tanner's
depends.
not going to come out.
It
There's
depends on
no
how many
reason.
werewolves started in the game, but we need to figure out who we're going to nominate so this game doesn't last for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Okay.
I'm giving
We
Sonia
got
a
a hard
bonus
limit
point.
anyway.
Sonia's getting a check for 150.
I got church tonight. I got to make this quick.
That takes her into a higher tax bracket.
Okay. Jason was saying.
Here's my thinking.
All right, hang on, Jason.
Very
Let him
quick.
finish.
Okay.
Jason was saying, he said several times, I'm just thinking this through. I'm just throwing this out there. What does everybody think? But he seems very determined that, are you really are going to let this guy turn into a werewolf? It sounds to me like he's already made up his mind. He's not asking for opinions, and he is.
100%. I think another werewolf is a bad thing. I think another werewolf is a bad thing. And it's better. Well, we have a ton
Yeah, but there's 20 other people on here. There's 20 shots that a werewolf has of getting the Tanner.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen anytime soon.
We're agonizing
Left
over
the
another
buses to
werewolf.
go
We don't
along.
even know how many werewolves there are.
Jason still
Yeah.
falls in. Just to remind you, he is what we call the wild card. There's no telling what he is right now.
You're
I
right.
mean, if he plays this way, no matter what role he is, and that's not a negative,
Yeah.
but it is a reason.
I think I just came
The
up
only
with
time I've seen him play different is when he backed down where it was
He
the
went
last
very
werewolf
quiet.
I think I just came up with a new werewolf role. The
Actually,
wild
in
card.
that game,
You don't find out
everyone
what
said
He's
I
game's
always
over.
the wild card.
Everyone
might
said
find
I
out
played
round
different,
five
but I
if he's
actually
wrong.
didn't. I actually wasn't quiet in the last game at the end. I kept throwing out a bunch of things like, well, these people are the ones who must be guilty. I kept throwing out theories even when I was the werewolf, just so everyone knows. I wasn't just sitting back being super quiet. But I do
Yeah,
play
but
the
you
same
stop
card.
yelling at everybody.
I like to think things out. But anyway, what I was thinking. Wait, now I forgot what I was thinking. You guys are all like
Okay,
talking about
John.
me.
John, you need.
Because the
John,
point
you
is-
need to do a nomination. It sounds like.
I know what I'm.
Wait,
No, I know what I'm
someone
thinking.
just dropped out.
Very quick.
It was
Tyrus.
yeah. Even I mean, if this was a real village, I'm just saying there are actual villagers who are not dead that you still at the end of the day would go, I feel safer if they were in another village. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys.
So Jay, let me ask
The
you
guy with
this.
the sign yelled, "The world, the
Jason,
end
I'm listening.
here."
Yeah.
I'm
This
listening.
is my next theory: is that this turn no Sasquatch is going to come out, and in turn 3 we're going to find out who the Sasquatch is, because I think the Sasquatch is drunk at this point. It's the only thing that makes sense because no one's come out as Sasquatch.
Okay.
Unless
we
the
heard it.
Sasquatch wants to come out
Okay,
now.
we heard it. Let's move on. Let's go.
I need a
Julia will let
nomination,
us know
please.
she's the
Nominating-
Sasquatch. Whatever.
Nominating Jason, please.
All right, John is
I
nominating
second.
Jason, and Victor seconds it. Jason, what's your defense?
I'm still trying to puzzle this out as a normal villager, and I'm hoping that everyone's actually trying to puzzle things out instead of just rushing through the game this time.
Oh,
I
we're
know
not
Victor's been
rushing.
on me. Victor's been on me. Oh no, we have 3 hours until our live chat.
No,
Our
we
live
do
chat
not. Just because 3 hours exists does not mean that's how long the game will go. No.
Anyway, if you guys really want to kill me, but you're killing a villager, and at this point, villagers are pretty sacred, so it makes more sense to try to get information out of more people, to be honest.
Villagers are sacred, but you want the tanner to randomly take out a villager.
Right,
instead of turning into a werewolf, let me repeat that. Instead of turning into a werewolf, there's a difference.
All right, here we go.
Being
Ready?
nominated, my video dropped totally.
Jason.
Vote for Jason.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready? Voting. 1, 2, 3. All right, John voted no. Yahoo voted no. Julia, Sonia, Jay, Victor, Gil, Jojo. That is not enough. Jason's still alive.
Victor, that's twice. That's twice we've tried.
Jason has a superpower.
You know what? Though? No, he's right. I've been
As long
tracking.
as he
I
doesn't
think-
say.
But I will need another
trust you, you're
nomination,
fine.
please.
I'm gonna
Well,
nominate
the two
Victor.
people
All right,
Yeah,
TJ
I
is
second
nominating
I
Victor,
second Victor because
and
he's been all
Jason
over
is
me. and
seconding Victor.
He's been all over me too
Well,
much.
Jason,
What's your defense?
Well, Jason, you came in the room just slightly after we had a running joke about we should just nominate you right away. So, so that's
I also
part of a joke.
Like, who cares if he's
Science
after you
behind
if
it too.
you're
Sorry.
a villager? Because last game, Victor went after you at first, and he was a villager, right?
Yeah, playing
So,
a villager.
like, he's doing the exact same. There's no reason to necessarily suspect that he's anything
Well,
else.
and Jason
Except
staying
I
in the
was a
game is
villager.
what cost the villagers the game.
Except
Right.
I was a villager at that point in the game for the first 3 turns. I
Yeah,
was a
but-
villager
Just saying.
and was doing the same hypothesis that I always do in every
I-
game.
All righty, voting on Victor. Here we go. Thumbs ready. Ready. 1, 2, 3. All righty, we have Jason voting down and TJ voting down, and that's it. All right.
Thank
You're
you
still
for your
alive,
confidence
Victor.
in me.
I
Good.
need my third nomination or just a nomination to kill nobody.
Can I nominate Jason again?
You can.
I nominate.
JoJo's going to be a werewolf. If I die and someone seconds it,
I'm not
JoJo's a werewolf.
Who else
All
voted
right.
with
Is
me
someone hang
on
on?
that one?
One thing at a
Who else
time.
voted
JoJo
with me on
nominate
that one?
Jason. Is there even a second?
You guys will vote for JoJo next. if
Yahoo
someone
votes
seconds me.
second.
Yeah,
All right.
now.
Jason, what's your defense? Now's your chance.
Victor and JoJo are clearly werewolves. If I die here, which I'm gonna die, JoJo nominated me. Victor seconded it. Those are
I
next
did
people you
not.
guys gotta
I did
kill.
not second.
Yeah,
Yahoo did.
Yahoo did.
Oh, Yahoo did? Okay.
They-
JoJo's a
Surprised.
werewolf 100%. Vote for her next because I'm a
All right.
villager. You'll see in
Thumbs
a
ready
second.
for Jason.
I had 3 thumbs.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sonia voted up. William voted up. Graham voted up. Gil voted up. Jason, obviously. Joseph and Spencer voted up. Unfortunately, that's enough. Jason, you are dead. Are you a werewolf?
Nope, villager.
That's correct. And Jason was also not a friend. And I will tell the Frankenstein if they're still around if Jason had any special power, and then you would have that also. All righty. Heads down. Wow, what a sad day. Jason was the fastest puzzle person. I'm just kidding. He took a long time, but he was really good at it. All righty, we're going to start with the bodyguard. Who would you like to defend tonight and protect? Thank you. All righty, werewolves. Who would you like to kill this time? Oh, wait, I'm getting mixed messages. Okay, thank you. Alrighty, Seer, who would you like to know about? All righty. Good morning, everybody. All righty. It's a tough night for everyone. You were saddened, but no one was more saddened than JoJo because she was murdered. I'm sorry, JoJo, you are dead.
Why would the werewolves kill their own werewolf?
All right, quick question here. So JoJo was a villager, and if JoJo had any special ability, I would let the Frankenstein know now through text. Alrighty, so now today is day 3. So surprise, the drunk will now. I'm going to type to the drunk what their real role is if they aren't different already. Double surprise, there's actually 2 drunks. I'm sorry I wasn't clear in that in the beginning, but I have that ability.
3 because the moderator was another one.
Seriously, there are 2 drunks?
There are.
Oh man!
Could there have been just one drunk that was really hammered?
Oh, it could
Normally I
have
wouldn't pop in, but I hate you, Tom, for adding 2 drunks in this.
Hey, you're dead.
Get
You're
out,
dead.
dead person.
You're dead. Tom, you
in
told
this?
me before that when you're dead, they can't talk anymore.
You know what? If anyone was going to break that rule,
It could have been both friends that were drunk then.
We have lost 4 villages.
yeah, we need to kill
Maybe our seers, right? The
Yeah.
main seer.
Does anyone want to come
Almost.
forward as Sasquatch now?
Yeah.
That would be a good
Oh,
time.
good point.
Now's the time.
I mean, it could be
That's
that someone
definitely
was dead and drunk and we'll never know, but if someone is, it'd be good to reveal.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably the 2 friends are the 2 drunks. They have something in common.
They've been hanging out.
Hey, and let me just say, I mean, you probably already think of this, but it's worth saying. Don't feel bad about the Jason kill. Okay. he was a villager.
Coming
but just
from Jay,
don't
don't
beat
feel
yourself
bad
up
every
about it.
time.
Man, I remember Jay at the very beginning when we started playing. He would weep over anyone dying.
Yeah.
And now he's
He did.
immune to it.
Yeah.
He's gotten over
And
it.
I
Now
still,
Jay's walking by, kicking Jason as he's down.
for most people, I would weep, but I'm just saying, Jason's one of those ones that you literally he plays the same no matter what role he is, and it's dangerous. So,
But he has to realize he's making himself
Jay,
a target.
you said we were all friends at the start of this.
yeah, and he's still my friend. He's dead.
Well, you know, everybody has that friend in their group, which is like really not a friend, you know.
Well, meanwhile, we
Is
need
that
to
the
figure out
eulogy?
who killed JoJo.
All right.
All right.
Hear
So
from
maybe this
Joseph
isn't
because he hasn't said
fair.
anything.
From who?
Joseph? Niramas?
Oh yeah, I'm just assessing the situation and trying to figure stuff out. And now that Jason is gone, I might be able to speak a little bit.
Oh,
So,
let's not
I
taunt him.
love
He'll
you,
come
I love
back
you,
in the
Jason,
chat
if you
again.
listen from the other side. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't really have seen anything in particular so far that really sticks out.
I will say I don't think the Sasquatch is in play anymore. It might have been one of the ones that were either killed by the werewolves or by us. Because I think this would be the time for them to come out if they were around.
I missed the beginning of what you said, TJ. Sorry.
I said I don't think the Sasquatch is in play anymore. That's the only thing I'm pretty sure of right now.
We know for sure, like, if Jason was the Sasquatch, he would have said something.
I don't think he's
Right.
allowed to, right? Doesn't he just say villager if he died?
Correct.
But he would have come out.
Sasquatch could have been drunk, right?
That's true. Yeah, drunk could have been drunk Sasquatch.
But I mean, one's coming out as the Sasquatch. Hey, I got some. Graham, what are you thinking? Because I know you're a thinker. What are you thinking right now, Graham?
Oh, no pressure. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah. I mean it as a compliment, but like, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only person I have suspicion of being a werewolf is Gil, and that's it.
Why is that?
What did I
do?
Just the way that you voted and the questions that you've asked previously kind of made me think that you were a werewolf, especially in the first day
you
or
mean,
so.
You mean when I voted every time to save the villagers?
Yes.
I save all the villagers. Okay. Fine.
Well, that's kind of random, right? Because you don't know. So
I think the only one I voted against was Steve. And that's just because it was the same reason as Matthew, because of it was the second vote we had to kill somebody. So
Well, you better not be a werewolf, Gil. Don't be a werewolf.
I am not a werewolf.
Be a werewolf. He's my only suspect right now is Gil, so he better be a werewolf.
I don't know. Okay, but if I die, I want you all to commit to nominate Graham afterwards. Okay, just stay.
If you die and you're a werewolf, that contract's null and void.
Yeah. Unless I'm a werewolf, which I'm not. I'm saying that because I'm not. But I just, yeah. I have no defense right now. I really don't know anything. I'm as confused. The only thing I know I trust that Gwami maybe was a seer, and I agree with TJ that the Sasquatch is probably gone.
Yeah, I think TJ's right. The Sasquatch was drunk.
I think so too. Yeah.
That's the only thing. Now, as defense, I'm a villager. I have very little information other than that.
But like, if we presume that we don't have a Sasquatch anymore, should we just go for the safe route then? Or I don't know. I'm pretty new to this.
What's the safe route?
Don't vote.
Did he just say he's pretty new to this?
Yes, he did.
Uh-oh.
I shouldn't have said that.
Say that.
I was here last night. I'm not totally new.
So sign of a professional.
Nick, you've made it pretty far. In this game. What are your thoughts?
Hey. Am I the only one who wants to know why Kyle needs to stay around?
Just can't be on the last round. That's the only.
It's not a bad.
We can't let Kyle to be on the last round. He's a bad judge.
Trust me, you don't want to kill me.
That's valid.
I'm just putting that out there.
All right. Well, I'm going to need a nomination, please.
So what is the advantage to us if we feel pretty confident the Sasquatch is not around to not killing anyone? Is there any advantage to villagers by not?
Oh, that's a good point.
Sasquatch is around and just not coming out because of how badly it usually goes for them.
Possible.
Unless the Sasquatch got killed first and then the Frankenstein is a Sasquatch.
If you want to do that, you just make a nomination to not kill anyone, and we'll vote on that. If you want that to happen.
Does Frankenstein?
I want to know
can't become the
strategically.
Sasquatch.
Okay.
Frankenstein
Only
cannot
hunter,
become the
seer, and body
Sasquatch.
part.
So Frankenstein cannot be a Sasquatch. Okay.
I nominate Gil.
All
All right. Sonia has nominated Gil. Is there a second for that?
I think I have to second it.
All right. Graham seconds it. Gil, what's your defense?
My defense is I'm a villager. It's going to be the 50 villager. I'm just find strange how Graham came after me. And I'm going to die because I know you guys need to kill somebody. I would go, if I die, I would go after Graham or Sonia. But that's it. That's my only defense. I have no other defense. I'm a villager.
I'll agree with you.
For Graham. I mean, for Gil, not Graham.
It's Tom.
I'm all for that. We can change. I'm okay changing.
Is this our first nomination, right?
This is the
Yes, my first
Ready,
nomination.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So we have Sonia, Jay, Graham, Larry, TJ, Spencer, Nick, and Matthew. Vote down. That's close, but not enough. You're still alive, Gil.
You guys are good because I'm a villager. I'm not a Sasquatch.
Gil, you almost threw me right for the last second there. Why did you then say to go after Sonia?
Yeah. Because the way she jumped in, it sounded to me she found an opportunity to get somebody out. It's just the way
I'm a villager, though.
She just bursted all of a sudden. That was weird the way she came out.
You're right. Because I'm sitting here listening and I'm thinking,
It was all quiet, and then like
I think I'd rather have a nomination. So that's just my reasoning.
That's a very common werewolf tactic to try to rush the villagers into doing something they shouldn't.
I'm not a werewolf. Gwami saw that I was not a werewolf.
To be true, I'm not 100% that I think she is a werewolf. Just the way she jumped out, it was weird. I was expecting somebody else to have done that.
Listen, you got to get in while you can get in.
Do I have another nomination?
But Gwami did look at Sonia while the drunk was still drunk, though.
Sure, yeah, it could change. Yeah.
Now, if the Frankenstein is around, it should be a seer, right? It's like the whoever is the Frankenstein/seer should start helping us out a little bit.
Yeah,
Not say who they are,
but they've only maybe had one night, or would they have had 2 nights?
I think only one night so far.
So I'm assuming there's no nomination.
We gotta pick somebody. Well, no, we thought about the idea if we think the Sasquatch is dead, right, as a possibility.
But it does. I mean, we haven't killed any werewolves yet, though. So we're just giving them
We
another chance
definitely need to
to.
be
You gotta
killing.
kill a werewolf. Yeah.
The only downside is then if a Sasquatch I don't think Sasquatch is anymore,
I
but
don't
if
think so either.
it is, it would be a werewolf, and then there's a chance of the tanner becomes. That's going to be a lot of werewolf.
So,
But I agree with TJ. I don't think it is around anymore.
I
And
do
I don't-
think that we need
I'm
to
not-
go the kill route because
Yeah.
so Wami claims that he was the seer on day one, and like if that was true, then we have Frankenstein, but that's it. So like we're in bad shape because we haven't killed anyone yet.
We are in bad.
If the Frankenstein's alive.
So the
What do
odds, the odds are in the villagers' favor if we nominate somebody.
Yeah, we do need to nominate someone.
So I need a
Isn't it-
nomination to
I would like to
clarify.
nominate TJ.
All right, Nick is nominating TJ. Is
Whoa.
there a second for that?
I second it.
Sonia seconds it. TJ, what's your defense?
That's interesting. So I'm just a regular villager. I think if you guys decide to kill me and this goes sour, you need to be looking at Sonia because I think she's trying to rush us through things. I think she's the only kill that I think is semi-reliable right now, but I don't know anything else at this time. I'm a villager. You guys are making a mistake.
All
This
right.
is our third vote.
This is our second vote. This is for
Second.
TJ. All right, ready? Thumbs ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so I have John, Steve, Yahoo, Julia, Carrie, Sonia, Graham, Victor, Larry, Spencer, and Nick voting down. That's enough. TJ, you are dead. What are you?
Villager.
He is indeed. Good night, everybody. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. If you had a special role, Frankenstein, I'll quickly text that to you now so everyone can quick look at their screens.
I'm sorry.
All right. Good night, everybody. All righty. Well, that was kind of a sad day. TJ seemed nice. But I've noticed the apathy in this village is pretty strong, and you'll probably be joking about it tomorrow. All righty. Meanwhile, Bodyguard, if you're still around, who would you like to defend? Thank you. Alrighty, werewolf or werewolves? You can look at each other. And who would you like to take out? All right, thank you. All right, Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. So it's a tragic night, actually, for the village.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh no.
All right, so Carrie, I'm sorry, but you were dreadfully murdered.
Oh no.
Which,
Oh, no.
when Joseph saw that, he died of major heartbreak and grief.
Oh.
Carrie, what were you?
I was a villager.
And Joseph, what were you?
Villager, of course.
Alrighty, and now they're both gone.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, thank you guys for playing. And now we're down to
Seven
Okay,
villagers.
Frankenstein. If Frankenstein Seer is in the game, we can really end with some information.
There's 7 villagers, and we're thinking the seer, the first seer is gone, and the Sasquatch's not here anymore, maybe. So,
John, you've been a little quiet for my liking.
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to ask you, hey, Yahoo, because last time you kind of verified John and were like, I know John, I played with him, he's safe. I was just about to ask you, how do you feel about John this game?
I was actually about to say, again, this microphone thing, which eventually is going to sound like an excuse, but I was about to mention Victor, actually, because last time, if it had gone to the third night, I was going to bring up Victor immediately, but that's why I wanted to start this one. He was the one that kept bringing the conversation back around to Sasquatch, and maybe there isn't a Sasquatch anymore. So let's potentially throw it out there that. So the problem with that is the next person who gets to kill somebody is werewolves. So they're going to kill a villager, and maybe it will become a new werewolf. So I can't imagine why that's a good idea to even tempt the fact that maybe a Sasquatch is out there or not. So I think we have to maintain.
well, if there is a Sasquatch, it should have come out by now. If there's a Sasquatch is making a mistake and now not coming out.
They might not. They might be playing it differently than we have played in the past.
Right. It could have been one of the newer players. It could be somebody who saw a couple of weeks ago what happened to the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But I did find it suspicious because like 3 times he kept bringing it back around to the Sasquatch might be gone already. Like,
but what are you trying? I'm not following, John. What are you trying to get at with that? I'm trying to say that am I correct that if let's just say the Sasquatch is out, then the fact of not killing someone during the day, like we don't have to worry about someone flipping. Is that correct?
Unless there is a Sasquatch out there, because I'm like Matt just said, I'm one of the people who aren't entirely sure that we should say, well, the Sasquatch obviously would have come out by now.
Correct.
It's the only right play. So
I mean, because a Sasquatch player, I guess, could like play it up where they at some point maybe they want to turn into a werewolf or something. So
yes,
I guess that's possible.
Choose to play on the werewolf team and just hope that they don't get killed.
So that's possible.
I guess I could see that.
But again, to push for the idea of maybe guys, let's not kill anybody today and let's just see what happens. Again, the next person who's going to kill, the werewolves are going to kill somebody, and it's going to be a good guy. We don't want that to happen.
True.
And we're tempting the fact that if a Sasquatch is secretly in the game still, then we just made it worse. So that's why I didn't know why Victor would keep bringing it back to that.
Matthew.
Although I like Victor, I'm just saying.
You're kind of quiet, Matthew.
I'm not playing with you again.
I'm trying to speak up.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk over people, which I find I do sometimes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out the numbers game right now because if there's 16 of us and because we lost 2 people there.
There's one thing there's not 8 werewolves. If there was 8 werewolves, the werewolves would have won.
Hey, some good news.
Also, I would be a humongous jerk.
Kyle brought up the Frankenstein.
I'm going to do something. Since Sonia wants to speed up and she thinks things are taking forever, I'm going to nominate Sonia.
All right, Gail is nominating Sonia. Is there a second for that?
So you thinking Sonia's a drunk wolf? Is that what you're thinking? Because she was verified on the first day.
Oh, she was. Who verified her?
It was Squammy.
Oh, it's Squammy. Okay. So I'm not so sure. Well, now I nominated her already. But
well, you can retract your nomination if you want, Gil.
Okay. I didn't hear Squammy say that.
Yeah.
So now I'm not so sure anymore. So
is that 100% reliable?
No, because if she was drunk, then she could have been a wolf and didn't know.
But I'm not a wolf.
Let me throw that out.
I'm a villager.
Let me throw this out there. I was drunk and I'm a villager. So
Me
that
too.
also helps us. That also helps us. That's one of the 2 drunks.
Tom, if someone's drunk and they were a villager, would you tell them that they're just a drunk villager?
Yes.
That's what happened to me.
Sonia,
so I was a villager, and then I was a drunk villager.
Okay.
And I said, finally, I'm something else. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
So 2 drunk villagers.
You were one of the drunks?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Gil, I will
That's
say this,
convenient.
Gil.
Yeah, isn't that convenient?
You're my boy.
Yeah, all right.
And I don't want you to be a werewolf.
I'm not.
But
Don't worry,
at this point in the game, to say that you never heard anything about Sonya being cleared.
I truly didn't see Wami say that.
I didn't hear that either. I
brought it
didn't
up, though.
actually realize that was a possibility. I must have missed that the seer gets somebody on day one. I thought that was one of the things.
I knew he said he was a seer, but I didn't see him seeing anybody.
He did. So he said that, and then I thought he was joking, and then on his way out, he said that. I even voted against him. And then after, when we went to sleep, I was like, oh, duh. I'm like, I thought he was just throwing me under the bus, but no, he wasn't.
But by your own admission, you were drunk when he looked at you.
I didn't know I was drunk.
You sound like a lawyer. Yeah.
Also, it was Guami going out on the first
patient
day.
at this point.
We don't know.
Alrighty,
if he
I'm
was
gonna need a
serious.
nomination
He could
soon,
found
folks.
Someone else.
I'm
I
gonna
will
nominate.
say the Sunday games are far more complicated than the Saturday games.
I'm gonna nominate Kyle.
Who's nominating Kyle?
Don't do it, man.
Who did that?
Who
Don't do it.
nominated Kyle?
Why?
All right,
Well,
Matthew
because
nominated
right,
Kyle.
right
All
at the beginning of the day, you were talking about the Frankenstein coming out, which I don't think.
No, I didn't say come out. I said we could use some information.
But they can only give information by coming out, really.
No, that's not true. It's
Oh,
only
hang on,
information.
hang on, Kyle, hang on. Matthew nominated Kyle. Is there a second?
Yes.
I'll second.
All right. Well, Julia.
Julia.
Hey, get in line. Get in line.
Kyle.
Listen
Kyle,
to
what's your
Julia.
defense?
Hey, like I said, we're on day 4. We're doing pretty bad. We just lost 2 villagers. If the Frankenstein has a seer and maybe even additional roles, but at least the seer, we could use some information. And I totally disagree with what Matt's saying. Seers can subtly drop information in there without actually coming out. I did not say that they should come out. That's too risky. But at least they have 2 days worth of information now, and we could use a hand right now, is what I'm saying.
Unless we lost both seer and
unless we lost both, yeah, that could be a possibility. And then the other thing I will say is this: I'm a villager, and I'm also somebody you should not be killing right now.
Oh,
at least no until the round before last.
That means he could be the tanner.
All right, thumbs.
I don't know what to do.
Now I'm just curious.
It's
All
Kyle.
right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so Ben and Jay and Graham and Gil and Larry voted down. That's not enough votes. You're still alive, Kyle. That's 2 nominations.
Ben, we haven't heard from you.
I'll nominate Graham.
Who's nominating Graham?
I am.
Gil, is there a second for that?
Why, Graham?
Matthew, did you second that?
No,
I
he's saying
just wanted
why.
to know why.
Why?
Because he went after me so hard, and I just don't know who is who right now, so I'm just picking up somebody.
I get that.
This would be second nomination or third?
No, there's no second on that one then, so I need a different
he's
nomination.
saying
It will be the second one. Yeah.
I'll just second it.
Oh, you are
No,
seconding
I
it.
didn't. I said it was the second
No,
nomination.
Jay seconded it.
Oh.
All right, Graham, what's your defense?
Oh, I'm just a plain villager. The only reason why I'm after Gil is just because of his early plays. But I have no information. I'm just a plain old villager. And
You're throwing me under the bus for no reason. Is that what you say?
This is personal.
Yeah, I know Gil, so yes, it's personal.
Alrighty, we are voting.
Tom, just to clarify, this is the second of the 3 nominations,
this
not
is
the
the
third.
third, isn't it?
No, I think it's the second.
No, it's the second. It's the second.
It is the second.
Yeah, the first one was retracted.
It was just.
Oh, you're right, retracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Crystal, if you could hide your picture real quick, just so we're not confused by your. There you go. Thanks. All right, this is voting on the second vote tonight. Graham, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so we have Sonya, Victor, Gil, Larry, Matthew, and Nick voting down. That's not enough. You're still alive, Graham.
Okay, I would like to talk.
But you all go in my bad boys
I'm very
list, though.
suspicious of a few people.
All right, go ahead, Yahoo.
So I do follow the Victor logic, and I also must say, I don't know. It's just the way, the body language from Gil, I'm starting to be a little suspicious of him as well. And I don't really have facts. I just have, I don't know. So that's where I'm going. I think I'm more comfortable voting out Victor, but I don't know. We got to make some progress here.
I know we do.
Okay. Let me talk.
Can
Let
you
me talk.
Go,
We
Larry.
have two people claiming drunks, right?
Right.
Yes.
We have two people claiming drunks. We have the drunks.
Sonia and John.
Oh,
I don't know
All right,
what
Sonia
is
and
a
John are
drunk
drunk.
because they could have gotten a roll and just said, "Well, I was a villager drunk." Like that's kind of the same as saying I'm a villager.
But
All right,
it's true.
so I checked Victor's second round. Guami lied. He's not. He was never seared. All right, Victor got checked second round. He's not a werewolf. Gil got checked on the fourth round. He's not a werewolf. Unfortunately, my other two checks are dead, both Jason and JoJo.
What did you hold on? What did you say about
What did you
Kwame?
clear?
Say it again. Yeah.
What was the
Guami
Kwame?
was lying. He
Kwame
was not the
lied.
seer. He was not the seer.
He was never seared.
Ah.
So does that
Which
mean
is
Sonia's a-
possible because he
Sonia's a
does
werewolf
that all
then?
the time.
But he wasn't a werewolf. We would have
Right.
known that.
Did you say though? Did you check Sonya?
I did not check Sonya.
Who did you
So
check?
the only two that
Ah.
I checked Jason, he's dead. I checked Victor's second round, right? But we have our drunks. He came back no wolf. If we have our drunks, he's safe.
Right.
Checked JoJo in third round. She was not a werewolf, but she's dead. And then I checked Gil last night, and Gil's not a werewolf.
So
why would
Kwame
do that?
Yeah,
He does that all the
makes no
time.
sense.
To change it up.
He does all the time that kind of gaming.
Yeah.
So
Really?
that makes
To see the madness that happens, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know.
Kwame, if you're watching, that's not helpful.
Yeah. Totally burning us there.
that makes it interesting because
I mean,
I was to say John was the first to say that he was a drunk villager, and then right away Sonia said, "Oh, I was a drunk villager too."
Yeah.
But if they weren't, then the somebody else could come out as a drunk, and that would not at all identify their role. It could have been a werewolf, could have been a villager, and
There's also a lot of dead people, though.
It's also kind
It's
of
a calculated risk.
Right. Literally everybody could claim to be drunk, and it doesn't really contradict anything.
I'm going to need a third nomination, please.
And I have never, ever claimed to be anything but a villager in all the times you played with me. So
For the record, Sonia, I'm not coming at you. I'm just pointing out that other people like claiming that they were drunk. Like I just don't think that really means anything.
well, let me tell you something. If you remember me playing last time, I love Huckleberry Pie. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it there.
For the record, I believe the two of you that you are drunk. I
Larry.
just don't think it really means
This is
anything.
significant.
Who is alive? Who is alive?
Larry, you said
Who is
you
alive
checked
that you
Victor
see?
And he was good. And did you say you checked Gil and he was good?
yes, correct.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! It's a good thing you came out.
Yeah.
Could I say something?
I
real quick?
know. That's who y'all were after. So I was like, all right, I don't want to lose both of these
Nick,
guys.
go ahead.
They are
That's
good
good.
checks.
That's
Could you-
good. That's good.
Imagine for a second if Larry is a werewolf and he just said
Ooh.
Gil and
There we go.
Victor are very safe and they're the
Oh
other
my
werewolves.
goodness.
Even if he was lying, you would be
Well,
taking.
So if we
way-
will
kill
know that.
Larry, we'll know.
We will know that very soon.
Who's this Nick guy?
The real
What kind
seer
of-
would come out. The real seer would come out if
Who's
that
Nick?
happened.
Yeah, that sounds sketchy.
The only reason he came out is because you guys were about to kill Victor and I. That's
Yeah.
the reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
right.
he knew that they were both good.
But
And that was
either
all he
way,
knew.
I
He had already
need a
watched
nomination.
people work here die.
I could be a
nominate
werewolf
Nick.
protecting werewolves.
Hang on,
I
Victor.
nominate Nick.
Victor is nominating
second.
Nick.
I'll
Larry
second
seconds
that.
it. Nick, what's your defense?
Just watch. Keep an eye on Larry. I feel a lot better. Let me into the building from the thing. Okay, I'm a villager. That's all.
All right, thumbs for Nick.
I'm not sure, Nick.
This is the third vote.
right?
Yeah.
That's a third vote.
Watch everyone's thumbs, please.
Look how sensitive they were.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So Steve, Ben, Yahoo,
Oh
Sonia,
my God.
Jay, Graham, Kyle, Victor, Gil, Larry, Spencer, Matthew all vote down. You're dead,
Please don't be a
Nick.
villager.
Nick, what's your role?
I'm a villager.
You are a
Oh,
villager.
God.
If Nick was a special role, Frankenstein, I'll text that to you. So everyone look at
Why
your
did you
screen.
came out so strong, Nick?
I'm
you
dead. I
talk.
can't
You
say
can't
anything.
Nick's
talk. You
dead. He
can't
can't
talk.
talk anymore. No one actually should talk. I'll mute you all. All right. After everyone looked at their things, go to sleep. And we'll continue on here. And now there's 15. All righty. We'll get started here pretty quickly. We'll start with the bodyguard. Who would you like to protect tonight? thank you. All right, werewolf or werewolves? Who would you like to kill? All right, thank you. All right. Seer. Who would you like to know about? All righty. Good morning, everybody. Well, another eventful night. Another person has been killed. Yahoo, you are dead. I'm so sorry. Who would have killed Yahoo? Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back in a second. Figure it out.
It's a villager.
So we know there is.
He was a villager.
Man,
So we know there is only 5 or less werewolves, right?
we're in bad. Hey, yeah, hey,
Larry, I checked Graham.
Last
Just
night.
heads up. I checked Graham. He's not a werewolf.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that Graham and I were on each other.
Yeah, y'all were going after each other. So
Sorry, Gil.
let's just clarify.
Wouldn't
who
the
died? Yahoo was a villager.
Wouldn't the werewolves? Wouldn't the werewolves have killed Larry?
That's the bodyguard still.
Bodyguard said, I hope that's what happens. I hope the bodyguard, because it's probably, next round. Next round, Larry is dead.
Wouldn't Tom have said nobody was killed though?
No. Yeah, we're saying that. Like, why would the werewolves not target Larry?
Because they knew the bodyguard was going to protect him.
Because they would think the bodyguard.
Yeah, they didn't want to spend waste their vote.
So Larry might be gone tonight.
Yeah.
The next night.
Yeah.
Unless the bodyguard randomly protected somebody
Who
else.
did we vote down? Who did we kill? Was Nick, right?
Nick.
Yeah.
All right.
Was it Yahoo?
First night?
I just. Ooh.
So if we
What was that?
believe
Who did I check
Larry,
the first night?
say what?
Is that the question? Who did I check the
Who
first
did
night?
clear the first night?
I checked Jason.
Of course, that's I'll see your
Wide
Right. I checked Jason.
So if we do believe Larry's the seer and Guami wasn't, I just know most of the game I was playing that Sonya's a villager because of Guami.
Right.
So now she's definitely on my radar.
Yeah.
Was Yahoo
There's 4 people we can, or sorry, 3.
Now there's a
4
maximum
people
of
we
only
can trust.
5 werewolf, right? No more than 5 or less.
We don't know that.
But the game would have ended.
The game would
Oh,
have
okay. Sorry, I thought you meant starting with, yeah. So there's 4 people we can trust. Larry, Graham, Gil, and Victor. Everybody else is free.
Yeah, if Larry's telling the truth, then Victor and Gil and Graham and Larry are all safe.
But Vic was, which night did you check,
Well,
Larry?
Victor was
I thought that
second,
the
so I
night.
guess
Victor was
Second
before
night,
when
so
the drunk
only if
was
we
here.
believe our drunk.
Just so people aren't confused, Sonia's switching devices.
I was confused. I was like, what is going on? She's duplicating
It's
herself.
a new role I'm adding called the clone.
She's the doppelganger.
Have we heard anything from William and Ben? Have you guys chimed in much?
Yeah,
Muted.
I'd like to hear from them.
William, you're still muted. I'd like to hear some thoughts.
Well, I'm sorry. I've been chiming in. I didn't realize I was still muted. I've been talking. So, yeah, I this is my first time playing, but I've watched these before, so I know what I'm doing, and I've been taking copious notes here.
Oh no.
And so the people who are on my radar are Sonia, because she's really gone after several people who were villagers, and jumping on seconding. And then John as well is on my radar because just nowhere place John. So that's where I'm at.
Oh, you know what? Too, Yahoo and John are good buddies, and Yahoo was calling out John earlier, and now he's dead.
He did.
It's a good point, William.
Oh, I didn't take that as calling me out. He did say I was quiet, but I think I explained. I don't know. I felt like I explained. So.
And I know it's
But
always
he was specifically asked for his read on you, and he didn't say anything to exonerate you either.
Yeah, he didn't.
Steve is unusually quiet today, though.
No, I have a question.
Wild
I don't think I'm quiet, but I have a question for when we were talking a couple of rounds ago about whether the Sasquatch was still around, and some people were promoting that we assume that the Sasquatch is dead. I think many of us were not sure, particularly because of the drunks maybe hadn't yet, or were just coming out. So if I thought that, John, that you were one of the people who were skeptical of whether the Sasquatch was already dead.
No, I personally don't see why a Sasquatch would come out. Again, we're all here to play a game, which I get. You can still be in the game if you're muted, but I want to play the game.
The reason I found it curious is because when we had the third vote for the last person who was eliminated, you voted to save him.
Which vote was that?
The last vote. Who died?
Oh,
last night?
This last
Nick.
one.
Nick, yeah, you voted to save him.
So if I actually believe that a person is innocent, I will still vote to not kill them. And I thought
you'd rather take the risk that if there is a Sasquatch,
well, I don't want to
the
flat out
Sasquatch
kill a villager. Right. I don't want to flat out kill a villager that I honestly believe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I agree. I want to play the game as though the Sasquatch is still here. Like if
we would have another. We know we'd have another werewolf if.
I think I just figured who the Sasquatch is.
Oh.
It's Guami.
That could be.
Because Guami, by claiming Sasquatch the first day, he almost didn't die. Because I voted to save him. I was just thinking about this because Steve said, "Why did you vote?" I'm like, "Well, I voted to save Steve."
To be Sasquatch, he claimed to be a seer.
Because then we don't kill him in the day. He turns to become Sasquatch. Or if we don't kill him, we kill him at night, and then he becomes.
But he voted to kill himself. He sacrificed himself because
that's true. I forgot
he knew
that.
that the Sasquatch would turn.
Which was the decisive vote. So
sorry, sorry, go. Yeah, I forgot about.
But why would he still try to come out as a seer like that then?
Nam did it a couple times in some games too. Some other people do that.
Probably wants to, yeah.
He's done a couple random things like that, and I'm like, wait, what?
All right, folks, I'm gonna need a nomination.
So who we don't know is John, Steve, Ben, Matthew, Spencer, William, Julia, Sonia, Jay, and that's it. Those are the names of people that are possible.
Yeah. I do think if Larry is the seer and Guami's not, then Sonia is suspicious, even though I've been thinking she wasn't the whole game.
Again, to be clear, none of what it was just said was a nomination.
That's true. So
I think it should be
let's
somebody.
do that. I'll nominate Sonia.
Who do you
I'll
nominate?
nominate Ben.
Sonia.
Hold on.
We got two.
Wait.
Okay,
Who's nominating Ben?
I thought I heard Sonia nominated first.
John.
Sonia, did you nominate
first.
somebody?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Is Sonia in the car again?
I am. I'm
She's fleeing the village.
She's in the passenger seat. All right.
Looks like she's fleeing
Larry,
the village.
did you nominate Ben?
I heard Sonia first.
I nominated Ben, but it was after the first nomination.
Yeah, John
We got
nominated
two right
first.
in a row.
John, who'd you nominate?
Sonia.
All right, John's nominating Sonia. Is there a second for that?
She's already fleeing, guys. Come on.
All right, no second. Then we go to Larry nominating
I'll second
Ben.
it.
I'm sorry?
I'll second Sonia.
That's because
since I'm about to get nominated.
All right, fine.
Right.
All right, so
That's
Sonia,
what
what's your
I'm doing after
defense?
Okay, so I am going to church because it's almost church time. So, I mean, I'm a villager. I go to church in the village. Anyways, I want to remind my friends here that I love huckleberry pie. Please
I
understand
don't
my
remember what
hint.
that means.
I have no idea
You'll
what.
have to rewatch the video on YouTube. I
Okay,
love
well, they don't have time for that
huckleberry
now.
pie.
That's
All right,
meta.
Yeah.
I know,
voting
right?
on Sonya. Here we go.
Which vote? Which vote is it? This is the first one for today,
This is
right?
first. Yeah.
It's the first vote. Ready?
Yeah. All right.
1, 2, 3. All right, so I have John, Ben, Gil, Spencer voting down. That's it. That's not enough. All right. I need another nomination. Larry, you have the floor if you want it.
At this start.
Now, hang on, Jay. Larry,
Yeah.
do you have a nomination still?
Yeah, I'll nominate Ben.
All right. Is there a second for Ben?
I'll second it.
Steve, Ben, what's your defense?
I am a villager. The people I'm suspicious of is Sonya. I think it's convenient that the person who lied about being the seer said she was good, and then she conveniently became drunk a few days later. I'm also suspicious of Kyle. I'm suspicious of Kyle because when we briefly looked at him and were suspicious of him, he said, "I'm somebody that you don't want to kill." I'm trying to figure out who he would be if we actually believe Larry is the seer. So,
all righty. Thumbs
Larry,
for Ben.
did you check Kyle?
No, I haven't checked.
I have a feeling he might be the
Check
champion.
me.
Yeah,
Check
I
me.
think that same thing, Gil.
All right, thumbs for Ben. Ready? Looks like Sonya died there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry, I'm here.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, Steve, Julia, Jay, Graham, Gil, Larry, Matthew, and Sonya vote down. Let me count that again. Keep up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough. So who were we just voting on? Was that Ben?
Yep.
Ben, you're dead. Are you a villager?
I was.
Ben was the tanner, which you all seem to have forgotten about. Which also,
No, I thought it was Kyle.
I thought it was Kyle.
Unfortunately, Ben, you're dead, and Julia, so are you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
All righty. If either of those people had a special role and Frankenstein's still around, you'll know that.
So Judah is a villager.
I'm going to mute you all for this. Julia was a villager. Ben was a tanner. Ben, you win. Congratulations. But we're still playing werewolves versus villagers. Julia was a villager. If she had a role, I would have texted it to the Frankenstein. All right, everyone close your eyes. All righty. Well, that was another eventful day. You're starting to wonder if werewolves even exist. Maybe it's a villager pretending to be a werewolf, and it's like a whole, at the end of the day, it's the detective. It's me, Tom Vasel, or something, but that's not the case. All righty. Bodyguard, who would you like to defend tonight? Thank you. All righty. Werewolf or werewolves? Who would you like to kill? Thank you. Seer. Who would you like to know about? Thank you. All right, good morning. In the biggest shock of the day so far, Larry has died. Larry, were you a villager? Yes, you were, because otherwise.
Right.
All right, so Larry's out, and we are down now to 11.
Okay. All right, listen. This isn't the best argument, maybe, because I'm going to that place of like how people play that you've played with a lot and trying to point to where they're playing differently. and I can't help but say that I feel like Matthew's playing differently than I've played with him before when he was safe, and maybe even Spencer a little bit. So I'm a little suspicious of Matthew, slightly less suspicious of Spencer. I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts.
I'm more suspicious of Spencer than I am of Matthew.
Is Spencer usually a talker?
When I played with Spencer before, he definitely talked more than he has this game, for
He's
sure.
generally quiet though.
Yeah. I'm not saying a bunch more, but when I played with him before, he definitely talked more than now. But doesn't necessarily mean he's a werewolf. But
If we go by what Larry told us, so the choices would be Sonia, Jay, Matthew, Steve, or John, and then Spencer. That's kind of.
And let's be honest, Jay, you're probably never going to trust me again. So I'm not that surprised
you have wounded me. You wounded me in the
Now, I was
I
for
don't-
Kyle Tanner. I was very surprised he was not.
Guys, I
Yeah,
was
so
really worried.
why would Kyle say we shouldn't kill him if he wasn't the Tanner?
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm something. I
He
never
could
said
be
bodyguard.
He could be the bodyguard. He could be the
Let's not
hunter.
talk about what he is, guys. That's really dangerous. Yeah. Really dangerous to be talking
Gil, you're taking notes. Who'd you say that it could be? I thought that Larry hadn't checked Kyle yet.
He didn't.
I did say Kyle.
It's just
Kyle
Gil,
was
Graham, and Victor.
The only ones he checked was
Gil,
Larry
Victor.
himself was this year. That is Victor, Graham, myself,
right,
and then Jason and what was JoJo. That's who he had checked, and then he didn't survive. I imagine that either the bodyguard is not here, or it saved him less time and couldn't save him now, because we're not sure if there's a bodyguard yet anymore. Because last time they didn't vote him out because they thought if there is a bodyguard, it would be saving him. So there's a
Right.
chance that the bodyguard is not around anymore.
But the bodyguard position would be with Frankenstein.
Unless he's dead.
Assuming Frankenstein
Or
didn't
she's
die
dead.
too. Like we lost
we
the
don't
two.
know.
We lost a lot of villagers, but we lost the friends.
all right.
Ton.
Not a
I'm going to
single werewolf.
nominate, and this is based on previous experience and gut. If it doesn't get seconded, it won't hurt my feelings. I'm nominating Matthew. I just got a feeling.
All right, Jay's nominating Matthew. Do I have a
I
second
second
for that?
it.
Sonia
I do.
seconds it. Matthew, what's your defense?
Personally, I don't think anyone who hasn't been cleared should be nominating anyone at this point. So I will only vote on nominations by Victor, Graham, or Gil, because those are the only people we can trust. Everyone else is totally suspect. If you want to kill me, that's fine. I'm not going to say anything else because I think it's too dangerous to be talking about roles and villager roles at this point because we don't want there's not that many choices for the werewolves to kill, and we don't want them to get whoever else is left who has special powers. But
All
if
right,
you need to
thumbs
kill
for
me, that's
Matthew. All righty, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, Steve, Jay, Victor, Gil vote down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not enough. Matthew is still alive.
Jay almost votes to save you after nominating.
Oh no! Listen, if it was lag, it was the internet. I was definitely down to kill.
No, this was the first one, right?
But I did
That was
notice
the
that
first one.
Spencer. I did notice that Spencer waited. He hesitated, and before he voted, at least. But again, that could be my internet. Sorry, Spencer.
I think that was your internet. I didn't hesitate.
I must say, Jay, the first time I played with you, you were so worried about killing anybody. You're just like killing everybody now.
Killing everybody.
Yeah. Listen, I will say, I have been on the losing villager team for like 4 games in a row now, and you can only take so much.
The villagers won yesterday, Jay.
Yeah, see, I wasn't there. If I'm in,
We know you're the problem then. You're the constant.
Weakest link.
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
that statistically mean that you're a werewolf this game?
I bet
I mean, I
Kai
hadn't
wasn't
been a
there
werewolf
yesterday either.
to
I
this
was
point,
not.
but
I was on the
fine.
village team.
as I could
All right,
be.
I'm going to nominate John, and it's
I
based off
second
of.
that.
It's,
All right, Victor nominates John. Victor,
I'm going to
what-
be basing it off of Yahoo's comment, and then like John has been trying to call me out on stuff. And
What was his comment again? Can you remind me?
John, so I was bringing up the whole Sasquatch thing where I was like, okay, if the Sasquatch is dead, then should we kill anybody during the day? And just trying to like talk it out. And so then he jumped on me about like the fact that I was just talking about it. But I'm going to go with Yahoo's because he knows John pretty well in real life.
All right, John,
So
you've
I'm gonna
been
go with that.
nominated. And second, what's your defense?
So first, I acknowledge that I'm the guy that always insists on we not use the cover of the box to put the puzzle together, because it's more challenging to actually think through the puzzle pieces and the colors. So I know that in general, I'm just
Using my theme. That's a point.
Nobody cares from me, but but that said, so I'm still very stuck on the Victor thing, bringing up the Sasquatch concept over and over. And here's the thing: if Victor was checked on the second night by the seer, that could still mean that he was a drunk Sasquatch. The problem with that is if we already have two people claiming to be drunk, of which I know I'm one of them.
You're one of them.
The problem, right? But the problem would be Sonia, who I'm already suspicious of, would be the second one. And so
All right.
now it starts to make sense to me if she's claiming to be drunk, but it was actually Victor.
All right, time to vote on John here. Thumbs ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so I have Steve, Jay, Graham, Victor, Spencer, Matthew, Sonia voting down. That's enough. John, you're dead. Are you a werewolf?
Woo!
Finally!
Yes.
All righty. Well, hey, good night, everybody. So everyone go to sleep here. So the good news is you probably killed the only werewolf. Bad news is the game is continuing. All right, bodyguard, if you're still around, who would you like to defend tonight? Thank you. Werewolves, who would you like to kill? Thank you. And Seer, who would you like to know about? Thank you. Alrighty, I want everyone to wake up, but do not unmute yourselves. With the exception of Kyle. Kyle, you're dead. Also, you're the hunter, so who you taking out with you?
Sonia.
All right, Kyle takes out Sonia. Sonia, are you a werewolf?
No, I'm not.
No, she's not. All right, so Kyle and Sonia are both gone. All right. So that brings us down. Let me count. We have now a Brady Bunch picture. That's nice. We have 8 people left, which means a couple things. There are not 4 werewolves. If there was 4 werewolves at this point, the werewolves would win. Secondly, there no longer needs to be a second on nominations. Thirdly, you're a chauvinistic village. All right. Continue. You can unmute yourselves now.
I really hope that Victor is not a werewolf.
Yeah,
there's a great possibility, but I hope because I'm not. I'm gonna nominate Steve.
Well, that was a quick jump there. All right, Gil's nominating Steve right off the bat. What's your reasoning?
I don't know. It's a feeling he's playing different than other times. I have a feeling that he's not the same player. Could be that it means nothing, but at this point I'm grasping at straws. And I just find him as a little different from other games.
All right,
Steve, you're also muted. You're muted, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just a sacred villager, to use Jason's term. The I don't know if I'm quieter. I know that last week's game where we kind of got tricked in the middle of the game has made me try to figure out more than what appears to be obvious on the surface. So I know that let's see, how many of us are left?
8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's if there's a couple of werewolves, well, we're running out of villagers, and there are some people who've been very, very quiet. I think we need to maybe turn our attention to to some of those people, because other than Gil, I know you think that Victor could have also been. What was your theory, that he was possibly drunk?
No. When Larry checked him, it was during the drinking time. So I'm going from the premise that he's a villager. Right now, he's a villager. I think
that.
I really hope that this is the correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's likely too, but I don't think we've heard much from Spencer or William or Matthew, and we're running out of villagers here. I am a villager.
All righty, well, it's time to vote on Steve here. Everyone, thumbs ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so William, Graham, Victor, Matthew, and Gil voted down. That's enough. Steve, you are dead. Are you a werewolf?
I'm a villager.
All righty, good night, everybody. All right. And now we are down to 7. All right, bodyguard. Bodyguard. Hang on. Okay, bodyguard. Who would you like to know? Who would you like to defend? Thank you. All right, werewolf or werewolves? Who would you like to kill? Thank you. And Seer, who would you like to know about? All right. Good morning, everybody. All right. It was not a good night for some people. We knew Jay was innocent because he was eating pizza, not flesh. But now you're dead, thanks to that, Jay. So you are dead and gone. Now there are 6 people left. Kwame, you're not here yet. There are 6 people left. Jay, you're out. Oh, Jay is a villager. Yes, I apologize. Yeah. And if 3 of you were werewolves, then the werewolves would win. And that is indeed the case. The werewolves have won. And the werewolves were, as Steve actually called all 3 of them out by name, Spencer, Matthew, and William.
Knew it.
John was a drunk who turned into a werewolf, and Sonia was a drunk who turned into the Sasquatch. Jay was the bodyguard. Jojo was Frankenstein. Kyle was Hunter. Larry was the seer. Joseph and Carrie were just ordinary villagers and were friends. Ben was the tanner. And Kwame was nothing, just a villager.
Just a villager that wants to throw a wrench in it.
Yeah, that's my mistake, man.
I was between Matthew and Steve, and I had to pick it up one.
I wanted the werewolves to think that they killed the seer.
I should have protected myself last night. I thought about it, and at the last second, I picked Gil, and I knew I should have picked myself, but I knew Matthew and Spencer. Something was up, man. I knew. And
yeah, the one thing that I noticed here, which was surprising, was on the very last 4 or 5 turns, the werewolves acted in such groupish form. I was surprised the villagers didn't notice it. Like, not one werewolf ever accused another werewolf ever.
They did kill me, though.
I screwed up.
They barely said anything.
Yeah.
But you do all the work.
You were the Sasquatch, but you didn't say you were the Sasquatch. I'm still
why
confused.
did you say you're the Sasquatch?
Because I didn't want to. That's why.
Well,
that was my
actually,
strategy.
I think it's a legitimate thing for the Sasquatch to want people to vote no one dead, and then they can become a werewolf and win with the werewolves.
That doesn't happen.
Especially that late in the game.
Hey, I gave a clue. I gave a clue that everybody could have seen on chat. So it's not like I wasn't part of the team.
If I was alive this next round, I was going to go even harder after Matthew. I should have protected myself. Sorry, guys.
Well, they all.
Jay, can I be honest?
Up there.
Yeah.
So.
Jay, if you protected yourself, you would have said, "I'm the bodyguard. Graham's safe. Victor's safe. Gil's safe," and you would have killed the other three, and you guys would have won. All you had we were like game over unless you protect the right person.
Well, they might have. They could have killed someone else, Jason. They almost killed Gil at the end anyway.
No. The whole point is, if Jay would have protected the right person and it was 4-on-3, Jay would have said, "I'm the bodyguard. The other three are safe from the seer," and the other three guys were dead. They were just going to be picked off one by one.
If I had protected Gil that last round, I probably would have come out as bodyguard the next round. But I definitely would have come after Matthew. But man, that's my bad.
And I'll say this:
you should have came out of.
I had two people on my target list as Hunter, and it was Sonia and Matt. And if you had come out as the Sasquatch, then I wouldn't have needed to shoot you, and I would have shot Matt.
The village takedown was like village. It was like horrendous. That's the problem.
Yeah, we
So Tom, I feel like my next role should be the hunter, so that way the hunters don't get me. Okay, I'm just saying.
Have the hunters killed you multiple times, Sonia?
Yes, they have.
Yes, I did kill her last game. I killed her last game.
Sonia, you have to be less suspicious in the things
you're
you say. You won't get
I tried to tell you she was a villager, and nobody listened.
Is it 3 or 4?
I believed her. That's why I didn't.
That
check
worked
her.
pretty good.
I didn't want
Is
to.
it 3 or 4 Sunday games in a row that the Werewolves have won?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Here's something I could ask. As you saw, the Tanner getting killed later in the game really hurt us. And I kept trying to say either we kill the Tanner first or not. But the Tanner getting killed at the later in the game totally hurt us because 2 villagers popped out.
Yeah, but Jason, you never explained why that's good for the Tanner to reveal themselves early on.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand it was good for the Tanner wanted to be team good and wanted to win the game because the Tanner only wins if they get killed in the day.
But the way this Tanner works, it makes no sense for the Tanner to come out early.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense.
I think if everyone unanimously agreed we're gonna kill the Tanner, like for that reason, it would. But like that wasn't gonna happen. So
yeah,
I think.
But instead, then the Tanner would have turned into a werewolf if he was killed at night at any point, which would have been bad for us. In the day, he popped and killed one of our people, which was bad for us. Which one was worse? And I think the way it happened that the Tanner got killed so late was worse for us than if it would have just turned into a werewolf.
Well,
why does the Tanner kill? Why does the Tanner care? They won.
Yeah.
If I'm the Tanner, I'm not coming out. My chances of winning are much greater.
Right.
Not with the way this Tanner works. I'm not coming out early. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to point out the Lycan coming out early. That's why we killed Jess, because the Lycan coming out early, like I was like, we have to kill Jess because that's such a, it just eliminates that as like an obvious thing to do early in the game.
Nope, not doing that again.
This is 100% why I make the rolls random. Otherwise, I would make Jason Tanner next game to see what happens. But I don't do that because I would.
I think it was a mistake to kill the Lycan.
Yes, I think it was a mistake to kill you because it took them a turn of less killing the seer. They should have went for the seer first. They always go for the seer.
And it worked for us, so.
We didn't know who the seer was. Guami lied about being the seer. If Guami didn't lie, you would have not killed Jess.
Oh yeah, I have a question for the werewolves.
Probably.
Why did you kill JoJo? Everyone was so suspicious of her, and then you turned around and killed her.
I was on the chopping block, and then so I was worried about being killed by the villagers, and then I woke up and I was dead.
Yeah, I was super suspicious. So the night JoJo died was the night I checked her.
Yeah, I was like, everyone's gonna come after me. I'm gonna figure out who the seer is because they're gonna defend me because I bet they just checked me, and then I was dead.
I guess that makes sense then. If they knew that the seer was gonna check you.
She has like greater chance to be voted on because she always like has opinion about something, which makes.
I will say, even though the villagers lost and it was ultimately a negative, one takeaway that's positive is that last round I did protect you, Gil, which means that I care about you.
See, I was not here, and I bet Mount Kyle, and then I pulled the same trick.
So I have a question for if I would have voted to save myself in the first round, would Sonia have became a werewolf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right away because she was drunk, right?
No, I would have told her on turn 3.
Yeah.
Oh, that she was a werewolf.
No, like if we had
Oh my god.
ended up killing her, it wouldn't have mattered. But
It did mess us up for a little while, Guami. You had us.
Yeah, we really threw up.
I wanted to wear. Yeah.
That did more damage than good for the village.
I get
so surprised Sonia lived that long. I can't imagine why we didn't.
Me too.
I never
you
voted
guys-
against Sonya though because of what Guami said. Like I never
Right.
voted.
I want to say, hold on. I want to say great game. Thanks. Thank you, Tom, for hosting it. I got to go. See you guys later.
Later.
Bye. And on that note, I think we're going to shut this down. You're all welcome to talk in chat or Discord or wherever you want to. Thank you, everybody, for playing.
Wowzers. Did the village just get steamrolled in that one? You know, you could look back and say why different things happened in it. I mean, to me, you know, looking from the outside, I felt like the village could have won on many occasions. The werewolves voted in such a block, and they were so supportive of each other. They very rarely called anyone out on the werewolf team, and if people had kept an eye on that, I think maybe the villagers would have won. But who knows? It's easier to say these things when you're watching. You know, I'm always cautious of that. If when you're watching, you'd be like, how could so-and-so have done such a thing? Well, it's very different when you're actually in the game itself. Anyway, I thought it was very enjoyable. I liked the new roles that I added. The friends is an interesting thing, and the way I did the Tanner, I'm very happy with that. It brings some interesting things to the mix, and of course the debate on whether the Tanner should reveal themselves will continue, I'm sure, long into the night. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Werewolf on the Dice Tower.